Hi everyone, it's Laura at Hyperstamper, and I can't tell you how excited I am about this journal that I just finished. I get really excited about some of my journals, and this is one of them. I think because I took a little curve off to doing a more fabric and textile kind of cover. So I took what was already a vintage book, and it just had a plain black cover, so it was super boring. And I used this vintage fabric. I hope you can see it's got some gold threading in it, this beautiful turquoise flowers and the brown leaves. It is just so pretty. So I covered the whole thing and I added some crochet. I threaded some ribbon through here to match the flowers, and I put another piece of crochet under here. So we've got the two layers. And then I got these beautiful vintage buttons here and added some vintage beads down the side and found some ribbons that matched. I love it. And then I finally, after about 4 hours, I had to make myself stop adding things to this journal. It was getting too thick and chunky. I'm just in love with it. So this is going in my Etsy shop momentarily, hyperstamper.etsy.com. And I hope you go and check out my other journals there. They're super reasonably priced. Probably, yeah, never mind. I was gonna say too reasonably priced, but that's neither here nor there. Everything in here is real, authentic, and vintage ephemera. I don't use any commercial products whatsoever. So these are the original first pages of this beautiful book. 1931 was the day it was gifted from Ethel to Lionel at Christmas time, and it is called The Royal Road to Romance. And I made this little pocket here out of an antique book. And I guess the first thing I should show you, I've used just one of these from my little collection. I only have 13 of them. It's one of the best finds I've ever had from an antique store, and it's Queen Bess pins here, made in England, and I love them. I've tried my best to research them, and there's no information on them, so I take it they're quite rare. This here is a wonderful photograph. Look at these fun people down at the lake, and this is from the 1930s. And then I just took a really fun children's book page, added some antique paper to the back so that you could journal on there. Again, this is a 100-year-old book, 1925. And look at this that was gifted to me from a very dear friend. About 4 of these and some other sizes as well for Christmas. This is a beautiful card here, probably from the 60s, 50s, 60s. No later than that. You can journal on the inside. It's stunning on the back as well. Just precious in the original envelope that it would have come in. And then I just love this burn mark here. The book got too close to a fireplace. I'm almost positive of that. That's from 1937 there. This piece here is from 1926. It's a full magazine page with just the best images. Trying to open it, and really fun advertisements. Just a real wonderful, almost 100-year-old piece there, hand stamped on some vintage paper there. This is from another vintage book, full color page there. Lovely little children's book page here. And then I've got this awesome plate from the early 1900s. Which one is driving? I just think that is so much fun. Lovely. Another wonderful children's book page here in my pocket here. We've got this gorgeous English postcard here from the early 1900s, and I think that is so sweet and colorful. This is a 1951 yearbook page here, Alpha Sigma. Isn't that great? Look at the lovely ladies in here, and a picture of the school front on there. I love it. I love it so much. I love yearbook pages that are 70 and 80 years old. This is just a plate from a book, but I especially like it because it has this wonderful embossing here from the 1800s. There we go. And then here is just a little journaling piece. Over here, this I love. This fell out of a book, and it was inscribed by Beulah McCaig. Beulah! That is such an old name, isn't it? So we don't have Beulahs anymore, I'm almost positive, but whenever I see that, I think of the 1800s. Wonderful clusters here, little piece here, and this came out of, because it's called The Royal Road to Romance, I thought I would throw in a royalty piece here, and that's Princess Margaret and Queen Elizabeth, princess at the time of the photo, so you know how old that is. And just a little booklet here I made of all my scrap ephemeras. You can journal in there. And I love that this pocket came from an antique book called Their Yesterdays. It's great for writing in your thoughts and memories. 1950s receipt there you can journal on. And this is another wonderful 1920s children's book. Again, I always put antique paper where I can to give you more journaling space. Antique music sheet, 1950s crochet page. This is a great front cover of a music piece, Sophisticated Swing with Will Hudson. Isn't that great? Piano solo. And then I have a waterfall journaling place here, which I love. And this is from the early 1900s, a relief map of Australia and New Zealand. Journaling paper on the back. I hand stamped some of these pieces here. This comes from the early 1900s book. Some angels there. And then this gorgeous piece here is from 1915, Girls' Own Annual. That stunt. Look at those flowers. My gosh, that'd be fun to scan and reuse. And I will leave that to you to do. This was an old book cover that I turned into tags because I liked the inside of the book cover. And I made this out of a 1934 Paris, France almanac page. 1950s receipt here. Just a fun library stamp up here. Another full color plate here from the early 1900s. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Oh, I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. This is from 1950s, this book. Or sorry, 1930s. Handwritten research card there. 1850s, this one. Oliver Cromwell, The Commonwealth of England. Vintage recipe page book. And here's another early 1900s, pre-1910 botanical page. Look at that. It's gorgeous. And that is a laurel recipe page. This is a vintage tapestry piece and a little hidden journaling space. This is a tab I made on a magnet, so you can move that around if you want within your book. If you want to make tabs in there. And then this is just a really fun little 1920s children's book page, again with antique paper on the back. 1937 5-year diary, March 3rd and 4th. I'll switch the dates out if you like, if you're the purchaser of this book. And here is an early 1900s wallpaper border, and that would have been done on a roll, one color at a time. It's spectacular, and I just turned it into a journaling card for you. There's more of that 1934 almanac page. Fun clusters. Just a little pocket here I made out of the interior spine of the book. Just a little journaling space here and a 1920s banknote there. That beautiful bird image from the Handbook of Nature, antique book. Another fun children's book page. Another gorgeous plate, the English countryside. More children playing here. Another wonderful robin on her nest here. And then I've got some vintage Monopoly money and a vintage playing card. I love this piece here from an antique book called An Appreciation, because I use my junk journals for gratitude. And that's it. I hope you love it as much as I loved making it. I love this one. I hope you do too. Come back soon.